What's up, brother? I'm going to teach you how to get on flipping
steroids.
Now, especially as we head towards a potential downturn or market adjustment, flipping involves so many problems, so many headaches, and oh my God, risk. And if you've been a flipper before, then you know this. If you're good at it, you have systems to overcome these things. But look, you might be good at herding a few cats, but why do it when you can herd profits like shepherds herd sheep? So hang out with me for a minute, brother, and I'm going to
Pump you up with some flipping steroids.
I'm talking about a risk-free flipping system to move you away from the pitfalls of flipping, and I'm going to reveal to you over the next few minutes exactly how to get on board. Look, man, I was doing 12 flips at a time for years, and I was burning out. And fortunately, I figured out these new tweaks to the old, tired strategy, and those tweaks saved my ass. In fact, all my friends that kept on doing flipping the old way crashed and burned when the market adjusted just a little bit. But let's slow down for a second and talk about the benefits and drawbacks of flipping as we all know and love them, or, well, maybe all know and hate them. So what are the benefits of flipping? Big paydays. But really, that's it. If it weren't for the big paydays, nobody would deal with all the stress, all the drawbacks, which we're going to get to in a second. But first, let's check out a sample deal. Sample deal, $300,000 purchase price with repairs in it. So if you're getting into it for $300,000, what flippers want typically is to get in at 70% of their after repaired value. So that means that we're talking about a property that you're going to sell for $430,000. $30,000 is a holding cost for 6 months, roughly. $30,000 from realtor and selling costs, roughly. And that leaves you with $70,000 in profits in this planned scenario, which kind of really actually never happens when you're starting out. So it's not a home run. It's more like a double. But after everything goes wrong, it's more like getting hit with the ball and limping to first base. But $70,000 could go a long way, especially if you live in Thailand or something like that. It could probably float you for 5 years. But there are some big drawbacks. You need to put like $50,000 into the deal when you add up your down payment and your holding costs. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of risk. When your best case scenario reward is just a little bit more than that. And trust me, a lot of even experienced investors that I know sometimes make nothing or even lose all of that $50,000 on a deal like this. So what else? You're risking your credit potentially. A lot of lenders can come after you and your other assets if you lose the money or get a wage garnishment against you. Man, that sounds like alimony, but at least in that case, you'd have some romance instead of just getting fucked by your lender. Also, people headaches. Oh man, the people headaches. Crews that don't show up, or even worse, the crews that do show up and they just act like they're working but don't. Have you ever met somebody whose main job skill was convincing their boss to not fire them? I'm going to tell you, brother, they could learn a thing or two from the guys that used to work for me. Lack of scalability. I don't know how many $50,000 bills you have in your pocket, but most people are not going to be able to buy unlimited flips at one time, correct? Okay. So, another one, restricted profits. Did you know about the flipping rule? It caps you from increasing your value more than 20% over a 90-day period. You heard it from me, brother. They've gone and made it illegal to make money in this free economy of ours. And lastly, and most important, the market could go down. It could evaporate the profits, and it could create massive losses for you. So, what's the solution? Solution is a risk-free-ish solution. Okay, risk-free, I mean 99% risk-free. Okay, there's no free lunch here. But if you're going to make 70 grand with me, you got to be willing to put at least in $700. Fair enough? Fair. Scalability. Now, instead of spending the $50,000 to get into just one deal, like in our scenario, you could get into $50,000 divided by 700, which is 71 deals with the exact same amount of money. And lastly, it's the headache-reducing solution. I'm going to remove the human factor if you need it. So, what would you pay for the opportunity to avoid all the risk? Certainly, you'd pay at least what you were going to already pay to your lender, right? If you're going from $70,000 with lots of risk to similar or greater profits without risk, then there's no reason not to. Now look, I'll take the place of the lender, but I'm not going to do it as a lender though. I'm going to do it as your partner. And you and I are going to pump
The house up with flipping steroids.
and you are going to get paid out as a split off the profits. So depending on how much the deal you do and how much the deal I do, it's going to dictate how much you can make. But before you get your panties in a bunch about that, what I'm going to say right now, it's going to bring a smile to your face, because you're actually going to be in a position to make a lot more money than if you were using a hard money lender. So now the total profits are no longer going to be a measly $70,000 because we've gotten rid of the lender, and the total profits are now $100,000. And yes, I like the sound of it. It's got a nice ring to it, $100,000. And here's how we're going to cut up the pie. I'm going to get a quarter of the profits for having taken care of the risk and for putting the deal through my
Rockstar flipping system.
That's about $25,000 for me and $75,000 left on the table for you. Now remember, that's more than you were making before. And you don't have to bear the burden of the risk to get it. Would you take that deal? Hell yeah, you would, like a schoolboy wants Miley Cyrus. You get the full $75,000 for finding the deal, managing the deal, and finding the buyer. 3 things. Now, if you can't find a buyer, which sucks when that happens, by the way, that is why you have me, my friend, to step in and save the day. Throw some of my marketing genius at it, and then, of course, I make another quarter of the deal. Fair is fair. Credit where credit's due, brother. Now, if you get too busy making too much money on the other deals that we're doing, and I have to come down there and proverbially save the day again, this time by managing the deal, then I get to make another quarter too. So in that case, you made $25,000 to $50,000, but you did it while you were dropping the ball. If you drop the ball on your own flip with a hard money lender, you'd lose the 50 G's instead of making 50 G's when you put your deal
On flipping steroids.
Working with me, you're going to have none of the risk and still make 25 to 75 G's in the deal. And what I really want, though, in order to scale up my operations, is for you to make the whole $75,000 check all the way to yourself. Because that's what's going to help me scale. I'm looking to make money from volume, and I don't want to step over $1 to pick up pennies. But $75,000 is by no means the cap on what you can make. That was just an example deal. And you can do many of these at the same time. But instead of hearing about it from me, let's hear about it from our star student since even before she became my wife, who just made $115,000 on a flip that she put on
Steroids.
because of our Rockstar flipping system.
When I first met Dylan, I only had 1 property, and today I now have 20 front doors. Each one of those front doors earns me income on a monthly basis. Last month, I made $115,000 using Dylan's systems. Now that was only on 1 deal, and I only had $500 into that deal.
Okay, so now I know what you're thinking. What in the world do I have to do to get on this flipping system? Well, brother, that brings me to my next point. If I'm going to work with someone, they've got to be cool. And I'm not talking about how many friends you have on Facebook or how many likes you have on Instagram. What I am talking about is you have to demonstrate to me that you're not going to be a dick. You're going to do the things that you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do them. Because I've got a strict under-promise and over-deliver philosophy that I live by in my life. And if someone wants to earn partnership with me, they've got to show me that they're on board with what I teach and what I believe about business so that they can fit in properly to my highly lucrative systems. Basically, if I'm going to remove the risk and I'm going to remove the headaches, you've got to show me that you're going to be easy to work with. I remove your headaches, you remove mine. That's a fair trade. And so you're going to need to fill out an application to be part of my mental gymnasium where we work out together and
Flip on steroids.
The application fee is $150, subject to change, by the way, and so act fast because prices are only going up. You'll be happy to pay this application fee to my school, which is called the Modern Profits Academy, because just like partnering with me, it makes sense, and the value on everything that we do is always going to be weighted heavily in your favor. If you were working with a regular hard money lender, they'll have an application fee also that costs around $150 as well. But then when they do a deal, they take a huge amount of the profits and they don't really give anything of value in return except for stress and heartache. Because you still have to do all of the work and take all of the risk. Now this application fee, it includes a 30-minute interview and consultation with me or a team member of mine, which is a huge discount off my time because my consulting fees typically start at $1,000 an hour. And that consultation will happen in about a week from now. As you can imagine, I'm a little busy, and we're going to have to schedule it ahead of time. Now, after you pay, you're going to fill out an application. And then combined with reading the application and conducting the one-on-one interview and consultation, we will have accumulated enough information to help determine if you are ready for the once-in-a-lifetime chance opportunity to work with me personally on my
Multi-million-dollar flipping on steroids
system. Some of the deciding factors will include your current knowledge of real estate investing, but mainly it's about your ability to follow agreements and the source of your personal drive and the reason why you want to be more successful. It's all about that almighty why. These are the two main things, right? Your why and your ability to hold agreements that cause massive success in real estate investing. And look, even if we're not a good fit yet, don't be discouraged because we can always revisit it later. And I'm still going to give you a huge leg up by having me step into your world for a moment. Whether you're doing 0 deals this month or 20 deals this month and cut through all the bullshit and help you wrap your mind around the easiest path to make the kind of money that you want in real estate investing, given your individual circumstances. You have to act now. But if you change your mind later, that's fine. I'm going to give you a 7-day, 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. And then also, in the meantime, between now and our consultation, I'm going to give you full access to some additional resources that are way, way, way more valuable than the application you're paying. And then also, in the meantime, between now and your one-on-one consultation, I'm going to give you free, unrestricted access to some additional resources that are way, 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 way more valuable than the application fee that you're paying. These additional giveaways include almost 2 hours of courses on understanding real estate investing, including understanding flipping, multifamily, and vacation rentals like Airbnb. Now, this is an incredibly low price tag, but don't let that diminish the value of what you're going to have access to, because I've been paid over $30,000 at one time just for disseminating the exact information that I'm going to give to you now for free. So guard it with your life and watch it immediately. Because it's not just about the information. It's also going to give us a chance to get to know each other before we meet on the phone or on a Skype video. But act fast, because my prices are only going up. And over this next 6 months, I'm only taking on 10 new student partners. Now, the first step is just to enter your email. You have to enter your email first before the order page. So everyone should enter their email right now, because then we can stay in touch. And you'll get some really cool business and life-altering lessons that we deliver to you for free just for trusting us with your email address, which, by the way, we never sell. And as you continue watching more of our trainings, you'll hear more about the 3 pillars of the Modern Profits Academy. These are things that everybody likes to learn about. Making rock star money, creating lasting friendships with the rich and famous, and understanding women and relationships so that you can have positive co-creators in your life and in your empire building endeavors. Well, thanks for doing a
Flipping on steroids workout session with me.
And I congratulate you in advance for putting your email address in, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.